The original Final Destination, which came out in 2000, introduced the Flight 180 disaster that is the catalyst for the entire franchise. But we find out this was far from the first incident of Death being cheated. Alex Browning's escape disrupted Death's plan in a very significant way for the franchise. But Bloodlines confirms that Iris Campbell's earlier survival destabilized Death's pattern decades before. In fact, the Flight 180 tragedy is subtly referenced in the latest movie through dialogue and archival glimpses. Final Destination Bloodlines connects the most to Final Destination 2, with Kimberly Corman being directly referenced in Bludworth's explanation of Death's design. In Tony Todd's final scene in the franchise, he explains that one way to break Death's cycle is by dying and then being revived. After explaining that Kimberly did this years prior, Eric and Bobby Campbell attempt to do the same, but are unsuccessful in brutal fashion. Stephanie and Charlie are then killed in the final scene of the movie when two giant logs from a train derailment obliterate them on the street. This is of course a callback to the most famous death in the franchise. In Final Destination 2, Thomas Burke was impaled with a log that fell off a truck, which to this day still causes people in real life to avoid driving behind trucks carrying heavy logs. Final Destination 3 and 4 seemingly don't have any direct links to Bloodlines, which makes sense given the critical response to these sequels. However, events in Final Destination 5 do get referenced in Bloodlines, again by Bludworth. He explains to our new group of survivors that the other way to break the cycle is to kill another person, which will give you that person's remaining time on Earth. This was an idea spawned in Final Destination 5 when Peter Friedkin tries to kill his friends after the bridge disaster. The Campbell brothers very briefly think about taking a baby's life in the hospital, but it's more played off as a 30-second joke than a serious plan. Keeping the strongest connection across all the movies is William Bludworth, the enigmatic mortician/coroner. Played by Tony Todd throughout the franchise, Bludworth is the one character who truly understands Death's design. Next to the new character Iris, he constantly drops cryptic warnings, eerie hints, and unsettling truths that push the survivors to figure things out for themselves. His character has been a mystery for decades, with many people theorizing he is Death itself. However, Final Destination Bloodlines disproves this. Instead, it's revealed that he was a survivor of the Skyview disaster and later became close friends with Iris. Since he was the youngest survivor, Bludworth was one of the last people on Death's list. Unfortunately, it's revealed that he is sick and is next to die after Iris's bloodline is eliminated. Final Destination Bloodlines is the latest piece of Death's puzzle that ties the whole saga together. And one thing's clear, in this franchise, if you cheat Death, he holds a grudge for generations. Thanks for watching ScreenRant. See you next time.